Today on Carpe Diem, we're taking a look at some unique New Jersey attractions, a 50s drive-in diner, a new fitness gym, and a musical prodigy with his group.
This is part of a special series of Carpe Diem programs produced by students in the School of Communication and Media at Montclair State University. Working in small units, students are responsible for the following half-hour program. Here's your host, Stephanie Yang.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Carpe Diem. I'm Stephanie Yang. In the town of Augusta, New Jersey, there's a diner that brings the community together like no other. Closely modeled after a drive-in diner from the 1950s, the Chatterbox brings the young and old together with cruise nights during the summers, featuring classic cars, hot rods, and 50-50 raffles. Montclair State's very own James Grabo takes us on a ride to show us the people who make it possible and how it all began.
Hi, my name is Don Hall, the owner of the Chatterbox Drive-In. We do lots of stuff here. The biggest things that we do are cruise nights and bike nights in the summertime. It's actually from the beginning of May to the end of September. Weather permitting, Saturday night is cruise night. We can have anywhere from 200 to 500 really cool cars here.
My name is Lou Cicchini. It's my wife Arlene Cicchini. And we are, I want to say, the oldest members of the Wanderers, not in age, but in the length of time we have been members. We started, myself and my two sons, started the car club in 1988.
Doc South here and at the Chatterbox today, this evening, and actually getting a few hot rods here coming in. I guess just trying out the engine and the tires and stuff.
When the Chatterbox is now 10 years old. When it was first built, it was built by another person, not Don. It was built by another owner. We thought it was a unique thing. We're local. The restaurant was unique to what we lived with, the 50s theme and everything about it. When Don took it over, we organized it, and that's how we got to be such a large cruise night. Probably one of the biggest cruise nights around when you get 300-400. We've had as many as 550 old cars in here on a Saturday night, so that's pretty big.
And I guess so their first open night here, I was the DJ. It was rough because there was so much publicity about the place, and yet they weren't quite ready yet in the kitchen. And so it was rather interesting. I mean, everybody's working so hard, and the people that came with their hot rods and all, literally thousands, hundreds upon hundreds, maybe a couple thousand people were here. And it was something. It was something.
We have a member of our club. His name is Les Nichols. He is a member of the board of directors. I believe that's the title he has, of the Two Kids Foundation. When we realized that we had to, we could keep that half of the money, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted to become more generous and do something else with it, because to keep it, it was just going into the club, and we weren't about making money.
My name's Les Nicholson. I'm vice president of the Two Kids Foundation, have held that position since, I guess 3 years ago. I was on the board of directors before that, and prior to, I guess, about 2005, I was just a volunteer. But I'll tell you, it's one of the nicest things that I've been involved with over the course of the last 10 years, and I enjoy donating my time to the foundation. I'm also, coincidentally, a member of the Wanderers, and thanks to the Wanderers, as I've spoken about before, they donate an awful lot of money to the Two Kids Foundation, and in combination with my membership to the Wanderers, as well as my position on the foundation, I can represent the Wanderers as well as the foundation throughout the cruise season at various events that both organizations hold.
And we looked at this Two Kids Foundation. We thought it would better be spent, and it better we would know, and there was more control on where the money was being spent. So we decided that we were going to go with the Two Kids Foundation. And like I said before, we have a member that's a board of directors and brought us in on his permit, and that's how our 50-50 is spent. 50-50 naturally, half goes to the winner, half goes right to the Two Kids Foundation every Saturday night.
You know, with that in mind, I continued to participate with the Two Kids Foundation and became a member of their board of directors, getting more and more involved in their fundraising activities, in organizing activities where, you know, we could get people to come out and help us help others in the cause that we promote. And we're very successful with the Wanderers, with other car clubs, with you know, local business leaders like Don Hall at the Chatterbox, that just have stepped way and far beyond what we would consider normal for people that just want to help. And we appreciate it, and that's kind of how I got involved and stayed involved.
Real quick, I wanted to mention in front of the Mount Olive A&P on Route 46 in between Hackettstown and Bud Lake, New Jersey, we're going to be starting a cruise night to benefit the Two Kids Foundation. That's going to be, starting on Wednesday, April 17th. And we're going to run every Wednesday, weather permitting, till sometime in late September. Starts around 5:30, it'll go till 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending. All weather sensitive. If it rains, snow, they don't do it then. But other than that, in front of the Mount Olive A&P, we'll be gathered. You bring your hot rod out. If it's cool to you, it's cool to us. You don't have to have a club affiliation with you or anything. Just come on out and have yourself a ball and help raise funds for families who have catastrophically ill children. The A&P is square behind this, as is the Two Kids Foundation. And I'll be the DJ at this event, but don't let that stop you. Come out anyway. I'll be glad to play your favorite if I can.
Each year, the Two Kids Foundation takes on several children to pass the donations along to. Each chosen family receives a minimum of $10,000 to help with the financial burden. This amount alone puts into perspective the money donated to their cause through weekly cruise nights, dedicated car shows, and a couple of fundraising dinners scheduled throughout the year.
So Doyle has progressed quite a bit. I believe, I'm not a medical person, but I believe the term is that his leukemia is in remission. They're hoping that he can be cancer-free in the near term.
Here's hoping the Wanderers keep their cruise nights running for many years to come. We will be right back after this brief message.
Tyler, did you get a chance to clean your...
Yeah, Dad. I'll get to it.
Amanda, did you clean your... Yeah, I was gonna do it today.
Help keep New Jersey clean. Adopt a highway today and slam dunk the junk for a cleaner community and a brighter tomorrow.
Keeping up with our inspirational theme, up next we will take a look at a local Montclair business, Thought in Motion. Dan Sabatieri gives us a look at a local business offering a unique approach to achieving life-changing goals and transforming body images. We meet Jay Rajinkos, owner of Thought in Motion, and see how the business helps people reach their own personal success.
I love the life I live, so that's my big. I love it. Love my life. We're all the star in our own movie, you know? And I live a great life. I mean, I have my friends that are full-time with me. That's like the best. I love to play, and I got my best friend from kindergarten I get to spend every day with. How lucky am I? My biggest, there's a lot. Getting clients off of medication, finding their happiness, having a client that told me he wanted to kill himself and his son, and now he's happy and a great father. That's huge for me. And having clients that, one particular that was on Oxycontin, his accountant called me and said, when I talked to him on the phone, he's a lost cause, and now he's a fabulous man. So those kind of results. I have a lot, so yeah, it's fun.
Here at Thought in Motion, I'm a thought coach and I help people create a life they love. So I've truly found my life purpose as a thought coach because I'm working with my former life coach who hired me, Jay Rajinkos. We both went to the same college in Boston. So knowing her and being my friend, I hired her as my personal thought coach several years ago, back in 2009. So even though I was working in the pharmaceutical industry, she was helping me with my life and helping me get better results. I never really believed that I would find the one, that I'd find my soulmate, but because of coaching with Jay and opening up my eyes of the possibilities and getting free of doubts or fears, getting rid of the doubt, the fear that I had of being committed to a loved one. Well, she was able to release that through coaching, and for that I thank her so much because I have the love of my life thanks to Jay.
A thought coach is a person that listens to the energy behind the thoughts. That's a little more complicated to explain, but basically every word and every thought has an energy behind. That's what it's thought energy. And a thought coach job is to, without judgment, follow that train of thought and kind of catch the thought when it goes to negative town and bring it back to positive. The mapping somebody's energetic ecosystem, let's say it's yours, right? There is a set of questions and your answers will give us where are you energetically mapped as of now, your life. So you have different areas of your life and we map out where are you at here. Friendship, 1, 10, 5. Well, you're okay, but you could be 10. So it's mapping it out. Rating would be another word, but map is very specific because it's mapping out what is the areas of your life that you are okay and what are the areas of your life that you need to work on and grow and clean up, however.
Jay Rajinkos, the founder and creator of this beautiful creation boutique, has been gathering these beautiful items for over 25 years. So people walk in and they say, what have I walked into? So you can see that there's beautiful jewelry, there's items for sale, but what we have here we call icons, focus tools, and we use this and whatever it is, discover, laugh, wish, whatever the piece of whatever the item is, whether it's a magnet or a crystal, we help them to default there now. So these tools are actually very, very important. Somebody is so serious that they really need to lighten up or laugh or not take things so seriously. They might literally need a magnet that they carry around with them to just feel better, to remind themselves. So whether they carry this in their pocket, put it in their car, or they keep it on a dais, which is a beautiful platform. We're going to go and see it after, where you actually can have every creation thought to form.
I would say every client I had was a student, was a teacher to me, so really all of them. Because every time I empowered them, saw their map, gave them a key, within them growing, I found it in myself. So I think every single one of them.
So what we do at Thought in Motion, what I was taught to do, is to map out somebody based on their choices in the now and their past fears or excellent results. And from that, you get to see how their results performed.
Sometimes they feel that we're a consignment shop, an antique shop, and we're a creation boutique. And the beauty of Thought in Motion and walking in and experiencing the classes that we have in the evening is that we bring the secret to life. We teach people how they can have all that they want and create a better life. So there's so much more than just looking through the window. We have beautiful pieces. The necklace that I'm wearing, I bought here at Thought in Motion, but we're so much more than that. We help make a difference in the world.
I have one of our little students, she's 7 years old, and she was having problems at school with focusing. She couldn't focus, and she was having that problem. And 3 sessions with me, and we just went into this book and we looked for the I Spy, and I taught her by a game what was missing in her, because she couldn't understand the parents or the teachers. What is focus? She wasn't learning that. Her mind kept going everywhere else because she's very active. So they were going into they were going for the norm, which is what society looks or feels like, which is this. There is ADD, ADHD, and it's a problem. Let's have medication. But the girl just didn't know. It needed somebody to show in her mind, at her level. And what better way to give her an example and play with it? Go down to her level, play, and in 3 sessions, mother goes, wow, incredible, she got it. Of course they get it like that.
That's me. I'm not in a race to make it the biggest, most popular. I just want to do my job, do it well, and make an impact. And as it grows, it grows.
Just being down Valley Road, we hope to see more of Thought in Motion and the lives they continue to help every day. Now I'm here with Dan. How did you first hear about Thought in Motion?
I first heard about Thought in Motion in my religions class. Jay Rajinkos came in and spoke to us about what Thought in Motion is and how it began, which was really her starting it in college.
And how long have you been producing pieces like this?
I've been producing pieces like this for about a year now, as far as documentaries go. Beverly Peterson was my professor in my doc class last spring, and she's been a big help as far as getting things going.
And why did you choose to do Thought in Motion as a piece?
Well, I chose to do Thought in Motion as a piece because, especially right now with finals coming up, it's really close to the school, and it's something that a lot of college students really need in their lives as far as figuring out how to de-stress and focus. So I thought it was just a natural fit to bring it into Carpe.
All right. Thanks so much for being here today with us. Thought in Motion was a really great piece.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us, Dan. Finally, we have a man of great musical talent, Mike Roman, and his band, No More Pain, as they are trying to make a name for themselves while still rocking out. We'll look into how they formed as a band, how they create their unique sound, and the challenges they face in this ever-changing industry.
Colored arrows that fly above my head, down and out the painted sorrows that lie beneath my bed. They keep me up all night with parables and apologues.
My name is Mike Roman. I am a multi-instrumentalist, multi-genre composer, artiste, educator, engineer, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter what you call it. I'm a musician, I play music, and that is basically my passion. Obviously, my primary instrument is the guitar. I'm trying to think of how long I've even been playing for. Kind of lost count after all those years. Probably close to like 13 years at this point. It's been a really long time. The band is comprised of 4 different members. Myself on the guitar and a bulk of the vocal parts. Bass player, John Maroney, our new acquisition on the bass. Really, phenomenal player. Utilizes a lot of different compressors and equalization, and just has really great tone. Dan Raynone on the drums, solid drummer. He does a little bit of backup vocals too, which really comes in handy for a lot of our 3-part harmony sections that we do. Matt McDermott on the keyboards and backup vocals. Being an independent musician can be quite taxing, especially in this day and age. A lot of people try to say that being an independent musician now is easier now more than ever. While in some cases that may be true, the overall quality of musicianship has kind of gone downhill just a hair. You turn the radio on, you're going to hear the same songs over and over and over again in rotation. The airwaves are dominated by the Biebers, the Gagas, the pop country, the Taylor Swifts, all these produced, or heavily produced people who are backed by different artists and songwriters and stuff like that. It's kind of rare in this field to see someone that writes all of their own music, arranges all of their own music, and does everything. Which that's what makes being an independent musician pretty tough. And being in a band, it's almost, it's a lot more difficult because you got 3 other guys that you're working with that are trying to make it as well. So it's not like me, myself, is the only factor in this whole decision. I have 3 other people I have to work with on a daily basis to get things done. Overall, though, the ride's great. I definitely wouldn't trade anything else for this. When I teach, I don't want the student that I'm teaching to be confined to just their instrument. So if somebody comes in for guitar lessons, I don't want them to just think like a guitar player. I want them to think as an overall musician, be able to apply what they're doing on the guitar to other areas of music as well.
B is my bass note.
So B is your bass note, you just play the same thing. And then go down to the same pattern again. One of the main things I say to every one of my students is think like a drummer. Even though you're a guitar player, think like a drummer. Because otherwise, nothing you're playing over here is going to make any sense or mean anything unless you apply it to something else that has to do with music. You know, music is a very collective experience, especially, you know, if you want to play in a band. You never be able to play in a band with a guitar ego, you know, guitar-only ego. It's not going to work. You need to know what the other instruments are doing, how to feed off of other instruments. One of my students is a drummer turning guitar player. So, you know, I don't have to explain to him think like a drummer because he already does. But now I have to try and get him to think like a guitar player and a drummer at the same time. All in all, I have to say that being an independent musician is a bittersweet endeavor. I'd suggest it to everyone and no one at the same time, if that makes any sense. But I wouldn't have it any other way, that's for sure. You know, picked up that guitar and never turned back. The way to be. Pick something and just go with it.
Good luck to Mike Roman and No More Pain with their future success. If you want more information about any of the previous organizations, email Carpe Diem at mail.montclair.edu or call 973-655-5158. From Montclair State University, I'm Stephanie Yang. Enjoy your day, New Jersey.